Good day to our beloved families and our supportive advisor. My name is Sean Santos. So for today, we researchers are going to present our Mondstadt online hotel reservation system. So to start with, let me introduce to you Mr. Sky Pablo and Mr. John Matthew Leonard Perez. So for the introduction of the system, let me introduce you again Mr. Sky Pablo.
Again, I am Sky B. Padua, and I'll be discussing the introduction of our document and the statement of the problem. So let's start. Introduction. Hotels are within an industry that focuses on building facilities for business owners and clients. So in the introduction part, we'll be outlining what hotels does and the process behind it. So to help support our claims, we quoted a few existing research that correlates with our title. So first is from Richard D. 2014. So his statement in summary tells the importance of hospitality in showing hospitality to customers in hotels, and then he also tells how manual process in certain hotels still exists the certain hotels, and also he also tells how inconvenient for it for customers to not have a proper reservation without the use of OHRS. So next one is from Bernardus S. In short, it tells how important the perceived quality in the hotel industry is. So your hotel should be presentable to the guest itself, and then it should always prioritize its guest needs throughout throughout the booking process and during their stay. So next is from Asik and I, is the importance of usage of important technologies in systems, so that so that it will be process of the business would be faster, and then it would it would be more convenient for the hotel itself and for the guest itself. So next slide. So as said, the technology is significant in the hotel process. So there is a problem of manual method in reservation in certain hotels. So in the statement of the problem, we will be telling the problems that hotels encounter and how it's going to be solved. So next slide. So one by one, first statement of the problem is the manual process of the hotels when reserving their reservation from users. So it's a problem when using logbook for reservation. So what we're trying to aim for is use OHRS to eliminate that problem. The next statement of the problem is listing down reservations by hand. So by utilizing OHRS also, this would be eliminated. So this would be a secured alternate than writing it by hand. So next slide. The third statement of the problem is startup hotels may struggle to find clients. So the third statement of the problem is if hotels won't utilize an online presence, then it would be hard for them to reach their potential clients. So utilizing an OHRS deployed online can solve the third problem that a hotel that we encompass. So the fourth one is listing down guest reservation in logbooks also. So by reserving through a paper, it would also be insecure to the guest itself because of how open a logbook is. By utilizing an OHRS, the data would be a lot more secure by throwing it into a database. So the next part would be scope and limitation to be discussed by my groupmate Sean Mark Santos.
So again, my name is Sean Mark Santos. So for the scope and limitation, this will be the solution for the statement of the problem. So for example, the availability calendar. So which is the availability of the room will be reflected into a calendar. The user can easily see if the room is not available. And if the room is not available, a date will be blurred or grayed out. And next is the hotel information. So it will only display the basic informations about the hotel, and showcase every available room to the guests. So next. So next is the content editing. So in the content editing, it is like an admin controlling every content in the system. So for example, is your promotion. So when the promotion ends, we're going to pull some data from the database to display some new promotions or even renew it. The content editing can also edit, search, and delete. So next is the payment. It will be available to pay online securely through payment gateway that accept selected debit and credit cards. So in the limitation, the function below are not included in our system. So for example, is the data traffics. Since large website traffic clients are to be limited only to a small number to ensure that the website service is running smoothly. And next is the automatic promotion. So promotions that are generated automatically based on events, holidays, or any context triggered promotions. So for the last part of our document, let me introduce you again, Mr. Sky Padua.
The last part of our document is the architectural framework. So in the architectural design, this just shows the how the system will interact with different aspects of the hotel. So from guests to the hotel itself, so into the database. So ideally, the hotel should rent an external web server for to host the website itself, and then the web app should interact with a an administrative panel within the hotel or a hotel management system to retrieve the reserve reserve data from the website itself. So next slide. Next slide shows the data flow for the online hotel reservation system. So the two entities that we have is the guest and the hotel admin. So next slide again. On the level 1, this is the general part of the data flow. So this just shows how the flow of data will interact with an existing hotel management system to retrieve the data itself, and how the guest and the receptionist and the hotel admin would interact to the system itself. So that is all. Thank you for listening.
In the booking page, we can set out when are we gonna check in and when we are going to check out, and we can set up how many rooms and how many adults and childs that's going to be in that room. For example, let us have two, and then we can check the availability if there are available rooms in it. And in this next page, you can see how many rates are there and which rooms are currently available. So for this demo, I'm gonna be choosing a standard with a queen bed. And then the next one is gonna be a presidential suite with a king bed. And in this next page, we're going to be asked personal information. Let me just fill this out quickly, just so we can proceed to the next page. The next page, which is going to be the payment. We're going to be proceeding to the payment, and it will ask you to the information that is needed for the payment. I'm going to be filling this out again. And by the way, in this case, we use an API, and then we're going to confirm the reservation. If we successfully paid the amount that we needed, which is the down payment, and the down payment is the 50% of the total sum of the rooms that you reserve or book. And it says here that it's been successful with the showing the confirmation number, which you can be seen here, and it shows the amount that we paid, which is the 50%. and I'm gonna show you that it worked. I said earlier that I chose a standard room with a queen bed and there, and I copied the confirmation number just to be sure. There, the two rooms that I chose has been recorded. And well, there are still certain features that are still unavailable, but they are to be added later on. And thank you for watching our presentation, and that is all. Thank you.